You go. Okay. Hello, people. Good morning. Hey, are there people around? Good morning, everybody. I know it's been a while. Like, I don't remember the last time I was in the studio. I think, if my memory serves me right, the whole of August, I've not been here. And I was like, okay, I have to one apologize for my long absence, and then secondly tell you that I am back. And so probably you're thinking, well, will she even be here on Wednesday? I am here. So if you're not tuned in, we are live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on radio. Okay. So it's a new day. It's a Wednesday, of course, and it's random sort with Maxine. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. I miss all of you. Like I miss you. I hope you also missed me too. And I hope the feeling is mutual. So if it's mutual, you miss me, I miss you. You don't miss me, I miss you. We miss each other. Yeah, that's it. That's the way to go. So thank you so much for connecting. I can see somebody connected already. And as I said, I came with a bang. I came with a bang, bang, bang. So let's do this. This morning, I was like, okay, I've been absent for some time now. I have apologized. I am back. But what do I get to talk to my listeners, stroke viewers? Okay. So I know you already have seen the topic. I love you headache. Okay. And you are thinking, what exactly are we talking about? So I am sure we all know what love is. That's one thing I didn't like to be asked to define. Okay, define what is love. That's one thing if you give me whatever it is, I don't think I want to attempt such a question. But we can understand that in as much as I would not want to come up with a definition of what it is, we all know that if you have fallen in love at a point, you know that it can be complex, it is beautiful, it is a roller coaster, it is something, something. It comes with all the excitement, it comes with pain, it comes with laughter, it comes with joy, and all that. And then I remember that once you're like, oh, I am in a different state now, I'm in love, you don't want the phase to end, but we forget that it has its own set of unique problems. It has its own set of unique advantages. It has its own set of challenges and difficulties, okay? But it still does not change the fact that it's a beautiful thing. So there's a song I used to enjoy back then. Love is such a beautiful thing. Okay, so it is. But see, for me, when people go like, if you love where we go chop, I used to get offended then. I'm like, I mean, if you're not in love or you don't want to be in love and people are in love, just let them be. Somebody says, I'd rather eat banku and tilapia than fall in love. People say things like, people throw things like around like that. And sometimes it's entirely not their fault anyway. It is because they have had such terrible experiences that they do not want to relive. They have closed up, I mean, physically, emotionally, psychologically, on what it is to love. And so they do not even want to have anything to do with what is love. But I see, at this point in my life, I think I am learning new things about what it means to love and be loved. And I hope you are doing same too. You know, and you are coming to terms with what it means to love and what it means to be loved. If you have not come to terms with that fact, please, I think it's time for you to take your time. Let this whole process of what is called love, whether falling in and out of love is, find out what it means to love from your end and find out what it means to be loved. Okay. But let me say this. People just want to say, I love you and not mean it. People just want to throw the I love you in your face and get you all destabilized. People just want to throw surprises with I love you. And as you grow, I think your perspective on issues begin to widen. And so you are not easily carried away. Is somebody with me? And you know that, oh, sometimes you can fully appreciate what kind of love you want and what kind of love you do not want. Sometimes you can fully appreciate that this love no be joke, oh, hey, ichoko. You can fully appreciate that one, and you can fully appreciate the one that is not going anywhere. And that's what life brings us. It teaches us, it gives us the opportunity to learn and unlearn, and even understand things in a deeper form than we did some years back. I can understand that some experiences of what it means to be in love is something that nobody wants to talk about. Some people do not want to talk about. And it's fine. Those are their experiences. You can't force somebody to say that love is a beautiful thing because I'm enjoying it. You should also do same. But it is to say that people have had experiences over time, some pleasant, some not too pleasant, and so they are at liberty to think and to interpret what they mean when somebody says they love them. For me, it is an ever evolving experience and it's an ever evolving concept. Once upon a time, the way you loved Kofi will be totally different from how you are loving Kwame now. Because guess what? It's an experience that evolves. What applied to Kofi will not apply to Kwame. But there's a problem that I want to bring to the fore this morning. Please don't be going around throwing I love you in the air like that. This I love you thing is no joke. There are people who are just going round throwing I love yous in the air and do not fully appreciate the concept of love. They just want to say it and buy time and do all the silly things they can do and sway you and get you to be in a certain state, and then utterly they are gone. And I say this, if you don't really want to be with people, if you don't genuinely care about them, if you are not willing to help them, if you are not willing to make them better, if you are not willing to make them grow, please keep your I love you. It is not I love you we will eat. Am I talking? Because there are people who are just on a mission to throw I love yous in the air. And it is like, if you decide to catch it, then you're on your own. It is like an I love you fever. It is all around us, and people are just using the whole ambience and the whole I love you phrase to just get people off guard and just mess people up. I speak like this and I'm thinking, is it valid for somebody to just throw out I love you there and not even mean it? People are lasting after people. They just want your body and they'll say I love you. And I'm thinking, are we that serious? Or it's also part of the I love you package. Maybe things have been updated that see, I'm not addressed with happiness. Please fill me in. But that's the truth anyway. There are people who are constantly throwing I love you out there and do not even know the magnitude of what they are saying. Unabu love. Okay. So it's all about love and it requires basic care. It requires help. It requires warmth. It requires trust. It requires play that you can play with each other. And it requires building people up. Please, when you come with your I love you syndrome and you are here to play and catch some cruise and have fun, and the person that you are giving this I love you thing to is also on a different level, thinking that this is the right time to find that suitable person I can share the rest of my life with. Obviously, you are not on the same pedestal. So there's disparity between both of you and what you feel for each other. See, it is time for us to grow because I think people are not growing. Yeah, they are not. The I love you said JHS time is not the I love you applicable in this era. It's 2021, man. Grow up. People would want to just say things and just get you all excited, and they forget that the I love you is a lot of work. The I love you means that I have my flaws and you are willing to carry them with me anyway. That I love you means that um I'm already getting to a point of becoming a better version of myself, and you are willing to help me become a better version of myself. The I love you means that what can I do to make your life more better than it is currently? The I love you is not just for personal gratification. And unfortunately, that's the trend now. Oh, he's look good. He has a good job. He has money. He has a car. And so I think I love him, or I think I want to be with him. But you see, you do not want to fully embrace the package. You are just okay with what you see and what you want on your bucket list. But you are not fully ready and willing to embrace the person and accept them for their flaws and carry them all along the way. Please, if you don't know how serious this whole I love you thing, somebody's think, why have you taken this thing personal? I have taken it personal because one, people are just being inconsiderate, selfish, and inhumane. People are allowing people to just throw out their values. Somebody's thinking it is your fault if you throw your values away. And I'm thinking that love no catch you before. You will do things that later on you sit there and say, ah, did I do this? And I'm a pan, I'm here say, ah, me cry, what's up with me? Am I all right? And all in the bid of just knowing that you found that somebody you think you can share some part of your life with. Unfortunately, we are not on the same plane. Ladies and gentlemen, the lady you are I love in you is visually like appealing. You are loving your choice. You are loving the things that the person brings to the table. But you are not loving the fact that you have to make each other better. And that's work. You got to work. And there are people who are not willing to work. They are just interested in the package. Oh, Maxine's a nice girl. Oh, Maxine speaks well. Oh, Maxine is this, this. But they are not interested in what makes Maxine sad. They are not interested in what your values are. They are not interested in how you would want to progress in a certain area of your life. And so, what is I love you for? Please, at this point, if you come in with this whole I love you headache. I love you in the morning. I love you in the afternoon. I love you in the evening. Good night. I love you. And send the play. I won't eat. I love you. That is where we test the variables. Are you caring? Are you patient? Are you willing to carry their flaws? Do you want to make their life better? Then I love you carries weight. We don't want any lightweight, bantam weight. I love you. The I love you must carry. It has to be. Hey, what's the word? Gangantuan. So that it is just not words, but it's actions. Words backed with actions. It's easier for anybody to say I love you, but it's difficult to act the I love you. And even as Christians, there is a correct template for us to look. First Corinthians 1:13. It tells us what love is. So if you are selfish, if you are self-seeking, if you do not forgive the wrongs of others, if you are not kind, if you are not patient, see, the I love you will go down the drain or straight into the trash. I think it's time we start trashing some I love yous. We'll trash them. It's just like when you are using your computer and like put them in the this one we don't put them in the recycle bin. No. We just trash them. It's just like shredding a paper. You know, one time it is in the form of a full paper, then one time it's in pieces. And I think that is what we do because you see, when you come to a point where you fully appreciate the fact that you deserve better, then you begin to weigh the things that kind of like take your time and take your energy. And the people who come throwing all the I love yous into the air, who are not willing to match it with words, no, who are not willing to match it with actions, and are more of the words. Please, enough of the words. The I love you does not let you increase in heights. It does not put money in your pocket. But if the person is saying, I love you, and they are willing to go the full haul with you, they are willing to take in your insecurities, they are willing to put value on your life and the things that you uphold, then, Charlie, that's the way to go. This morning is simple. Is there somebody throwing I love you headaches on your? They are giving you I love you headache. Or I say I love you, not say anything. And the person's I love you is not matching their action. So what are we testing? It's easier for anybody to say I love you. With time and with experience, you become pro in saying I love you. Sometimes you say it and you don't even mean it. But please come to a point where you fully appreciate that I love you is work. I love you is commitment. I love you is actions. And I love you is not only relegated to words. I say we deserve better. I don't even say we deserve better as human beings. We deserve better as women. We deserve better as men. We deserve better as children. And sometimes you know that this I love you that the person is offering on a silver platter is a weak I love you. Please do not take any weak headache I love you. Take I love you that has weight, is weighty. That when the person says, let's do this because I love you, you know that this is something you can rest on. Don't let the I love you carry you away. Let it sink in gradually with your actions and with the person's actions. It's easy. And that people were just saying, gone were those days when somebody sent you a text message with I love you, you will be scrolling like 5 times. Like your very life depended on it. Like it's the oxygen that will keep you running and keep you moving as a human being. But now you see what? There are defective I love yous all around. Actions do not match words. And you are thinking, why am I here? Why are we here? Because somebody said I love you, so it has to change your entire demeanor. And somebody's thinking, oh, are you speaking out of head or you're speaking out of experience or you think what? And I'm thinking that, see, it's time we start holding people accountable for the things they tell us. It's time we let them know that we deserve better. It's time we let them know that Jade, you can't serve me anything that is mediocre. You got to do a good job. If it's a full course, give me a full course. If it's a starter, give me starter. Give me course one, give me course two, and give me dessert on top. But you cannot just allow any sin to be put on your plate at the expense of even getting to break you into pieces as somebody who is gradually picking him or herself up. It's random thought with Maxine this morning. And we are talking the I love you headache. Some people, I love you. I say I love you. I say I love you. So what? Let the I love you, I love you, I love you be action, action, action. When they call you to come 7 o'clock, be there. When they say, I am sorry I said this to you, please forgive me, forgive. If they say, oh, I said this and you did this, you don't even have to recount that. Oh, you also did this to me. And it's not like we are equalizing anyway. And that is it. That is work. That is premium I love you. It is not diluted I love you. The I love you has to be concentrated. And for us Christians, there is a perfect and a classical example that he gave his only begotten son. Somebody say we are not Jesus. I can understand. But you see, anything that falls short of giving his only begotten son, you see, and that is how come it took the I love you. He says, hey, Asamo, it took him to the cross with the pain, with all the uncertainties, with all the fears that came with that night. And even at the point saying that not my will by yours be done, because at that point man was weak. And that's love. And for some of us, we have not even come to terms with the fact that we'll have to let the love of God sink in our hearts. Jesus loved me, this I know. It's like a cliche, but we have not fully understood what it means when Jesus says, I love you. Let it sink in. And I heard this yesterday on someone's video. He said, let the I love you. Jesus says, I love you. And he said, this I know for the Bible tells me. So some of us, the Bible has told us, but we have not allowed the love of God to sink into our hearts. Let it sink in. When somebody says they love you, allow time. Just like you put stew on fire and you allow it to simmer gradually at their own pace. Allow that one to sink in slowly. I know things can be very, very quick, especially when it comes to this thing called love. By the time you realize you have gone some meters that you and some distance that you shouldn't have, that's how come we'll take it slow. Know that you deserve better. Know that the love and I love you does not have expiry date. Know that there's somebody who is crazy about you and will come with the right requirements that love demands the person to give you. Do not settle for anything. Emphasis on settle for anything. The person says they love you, they are insulting you. And they are your boyfriends. They are not, I mean, you are taking in this. Hey, The person they are you say, oh me, I want to keep myself for till I get married, oh, and the person is just monopolizing and doing things to your body, and you're thinking, if you love me, you will just go with me on this agenda, and you still are there. The person says they love you, and you are in a tight corner, Charlie. You need something to do, you need some help, and you know that it is within their capability to offer such help, and they cannot reach out. So which one? Which one is that I love you? Is it this one? Are we going to eat? Does it give us sustenance? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again. This one I came with food for thought. Now, some of the I love you can give you headache. If you are not careful, the person will pressurize you with I love you. Then you give in. Then later on, you're like, why did I even go into this? Don't allow anybody to be giving you headaches. This I love you headaches. Know you are ready for it. Know what you want. Test it. When after the I love you, test the I love you with the actions. Are they commensurate? Does he say one thing and does he do the other? Does she say one thing and does she do the other? Is it something that is worth building on? Does it look like you are a place that you find peace? If not, please, ladies and gentlemen, just chill. Chill. Chill to the point that you will chill and you will feel the breeze of coolness all around you. And then when you are cool, then you can say, you know what? I think it's time to love again. Do not rush and do not allow anybody to rush you with this whole I love you. Some of the I love you are bola goose. Forgive my French. Some of the I love you are con. Some of the I love you are like their legs are already wobbly. It will break at a point. Some of the I love you, it doesn't carry weight. You know, like when you carry currency that it has vim. Like imagine you have like $300 on you as against Ghana City. You know it's right. You know there's one that carries weight. You know there's the other that carries power. You know you have pounds. It carries power. So Charlie, know the value of what you carry. Know the value of what the person is bringing on the table. Do the calculation, weigh it. If it's something that falls less of your value, massa, they can take the I love you, because when you don't hear the I love you, you won't die. But if you are ready to hear it, know that this is what you bargained for. This is what you like. This is what you have always wanted. And when you are going in for it, you know that you made a decision. Thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. And it's good to be back. Okay. I'll be back again next week. I'm promising, and then we cannot have another confession. Don't let anybody stress you with this whole I love you thing, that your head will be aching. And you're saying it and you're not even feeling it. And like it's like somebody just put a gun on your head to say some, because Charlie, who says that? And the part that I don't like is who says I love you and you don't say so. Is it by force? Is it force? Like you love me, I love you. Is it by force? And so please do well to not be pressured to be saying things you don't want to say and doing things you don't want to do, knowing that a step at a time. Thank you. And I'm out of here. Please keep safe. Nose masks. Mine is off, but do the needful and try as much as possible to enjoy your life. Okay? Enjoy. I'm out of here. Bye.